Let's get started. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for being here. We're going to begin by standing. So we're coming to mountain, and we're going to use that as our baseline. We're going to go to seated and do a lot of seated postures today. We're going to intersperse it with mountain, however, because coming to an awareness of how simple things can affect us is really helpful in yoga and in life, right? So we come to standing and we just allow ourselves to notice how the feet feel on the floor. And if you're not muted, invite you to mute if you're just coming in. Feel the feet on the floor. Notice, are we tipping more to the right or the left? Can we feel each foot all the way around the circumference of the foot? Notice how the low back feels. Notice the distance between the palms of the hands and the side body. Is there any space? Are we linked right next to our body or far away from our body? Just noticing how the shoulders allow the arms to hang. And then we check in with the jaw. And with soft focus or eyes closed, we'll breathe together. Feeling the lift of the heart, the lift of the spine. Perhaps noticing the lift in the arches of the feet. Notice how the body rises on the in-breath and settles on the out-breath. A couple more breath cycles here. And now let's float our arms up to T and find the point at which there might be some resistance in the shoulders. And at that point, turn the palms up and notice whether or not lifting becomes a little easier. We're just lifting to T. And then we release. I was just reading a note. We're going to lift again, palms down, and notice when one or both of the shoulders tighten, and then turn the palms up. We're not lifting all the way over the head, then we're releasing back. There we go. And one more time. Start here and then turn the palms. And this time, what if we used that external rotation? Those are the open palms. And we lifted. And just notice how there might be a lot more ease with the palms open to the sky. And release. Let's spread the shoulder blades apart. We're bringing the shoulder heads toward each other. The chin comes to the heart. Let the knees be a little soft here. Maybe wiggle up and down. You might notice some tight bits between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to reverse that by drawing the shoulder blades up toward the ears and then floating them back, drawing the shoulder blades together, lifting the heart, finding a little stretch in the back. So this is a cat-cow. Here we are in cow. Let's go back to that cat. So this action where the shoulder heads are coming toward each other is a daily use action for most of us. If you drive a car, you use a remote control, scroll through Facebook, look at your phone or your computer, this action has become ingrained in our body. We're going to roll the shoulders up and back. And what that's done is it's stretched out and weakened the space between the shoulders. So when we come into a posture like down dog, it's really hard or challenging to let the upper body soften. And then we're going to pause. So we're going to do a passive shoulder opener. And if you're in the room just getting started, we're using a strap today, a folded blanket, or a rolled mat, or a foam roller. You decide which one's going to be best. I'm going to take the foam roller because it's going to be easy to see the ends. So we're going to take this and we're going to place it on our back and lean against it. So we're coming to our chair now. We're coming to seated. We're bringing this to the back of the chair, organize it, lean against it, and then drape the arms. So if you're using a rolled up mat or a blanket, take a few breaths to find this posture. The heart is lifted here. Turn the palms forward for a little external rotation in the shoulder joint. The hummingbird just came to the front window and said, "Hello, everybody." The hummingbird just said, "There's joy in the yoga room today because people are softening behind their heart." Yes, the spot where we get often bound up is right behind the heart chakra, the heart center. Imagine what that might mean if there's no strength there. If in that place things feel rigid and tight. Imagine on an energetic level what that means about how our heart functions, our heart center. We'll be here for several breath cycles. So this is something that can be done every day for a couple of minutes, especially if we notice the tight bits between our shoulder blades are yakking at us. This is the counter posture to forward leaning culture. A few more breaths here. And then to come out of this, one arm comes forward, the other arm comes forward. We remove whatever prop we were using, scoot it out of the way. It rolls. That's so fun. We're going to come back to standing. So step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, hinge from the hips, come to standing. We're back in our mountain now. We feel the feet on the floor. We look down and maybe organize them so that they are parallel. Then we do the scan up to the shoulders and notice how the arms are extending from that shoulder joint. We marked the distance between the hands and the body when we began. And just notice, is there a little more space perhaps? Do the palms feel a little more naturally inclined to open, to externally rotate at the shoulders? Maybe we notice that the heart is a little bit lifted and the shoulder blades are a little bit relaxed down the back. Nice breath. Float the arms up. And then float them back down. One more time, they float up. And they release. We're going to take a seat on the chair, and now we're coming to our feet. So we did our shoulders and our feet. We did our shoulders, now we'll do our feet. If bringing the ankle, so we're going to take that right leg and we're going to draw it up, bring that ankle right above the knee. If that doesn't feel good, then bring a pinky ball under the foot and just roll around on the pinky ball or the tennis ball. Another thing that rolls, I'll get it out of the way so when I stand up, it's all good. So we got that right leg up. The ankle is above the knee. I'm going to turn a little bit to face. We're going to interlace the fingers between the toes and see if we can get the webbing of the fingers near the webbing of the toes. This is often a big challenge because our feet are untended a lot in our life. We don't pay attention to them very much unless they hurt. And so we're coming to this posture just to get a sense of the tenderness of the foot. And maybe we're going to rock the toes back and forth. And then roll the ankle. Excuse me, let's call it circling the ankle in one direction and then the other. Spread the fingers into the toes. Ooh, this foot's tender today. Then squeeze the toes with the fingers while simultaneously pressing the toes into the fingers. Scoot the fingers out, hold underneath the knee, circle the ankle one direction, then the other, and then release that foot to the floor. So while we're doing this, we're scooted a little bit forward on the chair. Notice the right and the left. Oh, there's a toe there. Nice. Notice the right and the left foot. We're going to lift that left leg up now, draw it up. And again, if this doesn't feel good, just work the pinky ball on the floor if you have one, or the tennis ball. So we're interlacing the fingers between the toes. We're aiming to get the webbing of the fingers near the webbing of the toes. We're squeezing the toes, expanding the toes into the fingers. We'll do that a few times. Foot up and down. So if this is a challenge, if this is hard to get the fingers between the toes and all of that, that simply means this is a practice to do every day or as often as we remember, because keeping the feet healthy helps us keep balance, right? So now we're going to Flare the toes into the fingers. And then we're going to squeeze the foot and flare those toes again. So we do pressure, counter pressure. Circle the ankle. Switch direction of the circle. Hold beneath the knee. Come this way, circle the ankle one direction. Ooh, and then the other. Returning that foot to the floor. Hinge forward. Bring the torso toward the belly. Let the head relax. Nice stretch in the low back. Let the shoulders relax down. We're going to hinge back up. Here we come. We're coming back up. We're going to go back to the first leg, the first foot. So we're going to draw that right leg up and in. This time we're going to pretend like we're screwing each toe into a socket like a little night light bulb. So we do a couple of circles in one direction, couple of circles in the other direction, and then pull on the toe. We're going to do that on each toe, a couple circles in one direction, and then the other, and then traction the toe. Ooh. Each toe gets that little bit of attention. Doesn't take long, but each toe is feeling our love as we opened our heart. And then I'm at the pinky toe, hope you are too. And then we're going to take that foot in both hands in the ball mound of the foot. We're just going to rotate it up and down. Do that a few times. And then massage the arch of the foot, the inside, and then walk across to the outer edge and massage that also. Hold the heel for a couple of breaths. And then we return that foot to the floor. Woo. Notice how that feels. Let's come now to the left leg. So it's coming on up. We're going to hold on to that. So we start at the big toe. We're doing a couple circles in one direction and a couple circles in the opposite direction. And then we squeeze and pull on the toe, and then we move on. So we're doing each toe a couple of circles in each direction and a nice tug. Take your time. Ooh, got a little symphony in this foot today. And circling and tugging. And last but not least, I'm on my pinky toe. Then we're going to hold the foot with both hands, and we're going to just rotate the ball mound of the foot. So we're lifting and pushing and lifting and pushing in opposite directions with each hand. And then we massage down the arch of the foot. Roll all the way to the outer edge of the foot, massage there. Coming to the heel, pause and hold the heel. And then we release that foot to the floor. We're going to come to standing by placing one foot forward, one foot back, hinge forward, come to standing, come to mountain. And notice the feet and the shoulders. Soften here with breath, with a lifted heart, a soft jaw, connected feet, And then we're going to come back to our chair and we're going to bring our strap with us. So this practice is called Padagustasana. We're doing it with the strap. This is hand to big toe posture. We do this on the floor. You can do it standing. We're doing it seated today. So we're sitting a little bit forward on the chair. Let's begin with the right foot. We're going to take that strap, bringing it over the arch of the foot, even it out so that the strap ends are pretty close to even. When we lift this leg, we're going to lift it off the floor. There's a tendency for the opposite leg to fly open. We want to keep this knee right above the ankle. We're lifting. We have a flexed foot here. We're pausing and we're breathing as we hold this leg. Nice flexed foot, heel pressing toward the front of the room. Heart lifts here. We're not folding forward to hold this. We're sitting on the sits bones. And now we're going to open the leg to the right side, turn the foot to the right. This is where we might notice that that left leg wants to fly open. We're going to keep it stable. We're holding here. So for those of you who've been in person classes lately, we've been doing a lot of this on the floor to get the hamstrings ready for our down dog practice. Now we're going to take it back to center, switch the strap into the right hand. Then we're going to lift it up if we can and bring it above that opposite leg, turning the toes a little bit to the left. Hold on to the chair if needed here. And then we're going to come back to center, bend the knee, bring that foot to the floor, release the strap, come to centered posture. Notice. And now let's take that strap over the arch of the left foot. Remember, we're working to keep the right knee from falling open as we lift. So come on up. Flexed foot. Bend your knee as needed, because sometimes that full length leg with the straight knee just not happening. Bend your knee if you need to. That's awesome. Take care of yourself that way. One more nice breath here. We're going to open now to the left side. Keep this knee from flopping open. Maybe we turn the heel up on this foot toward the ceiling and the toes to the left. You'll feel engagement all the way up the quadricep into the hip joint here, probably. Ooh, and there's some hip flexors too. One more breath. Coming back to center, switch the strap into the opposite hand. Bring it across the body above the other knee if you can. We're tipping the toes to the right side now. We're diving into that great band of tissue on the outside of the thigh and all the way up into the piriformis, into that little glute muscle. So we've just done Padagustasana 1, 2, and this is number 3. One more breath. coming back to center. Bend the knee, foot releases to the floor, strap goes away. We're done with the strap for today. We're going to come to standing. We're coming back to mountain. So we take 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We hinge and come on up. Then we bring our feet to mountain. And we'll do a little padobandha here. So we lift the toes and connect the ball mound to the floor. The heart lifts, the thighs lift. And then we release the toes, dig them into the mat. There's a little forward rock here. Keep the heart open. Keep the heart lifted. We're going to rock back, lifting onto the ball mounds of the feet. Activate the front of the thighs. The heart lifts even more. The hands come open. External rotation of the shoulders. And one more forward, digging our toes into the mat. Then we come to neutral. Finding the whole foot here. Rocking a little bit to the right and to the left, front and back. Finding all 4 corners of the feet. Keep the knees just a little bit soft. Notice the hands and the arms as they're extending out of the shoulders. Soften here in this posture. Let the jaw go soft. Let the breath be full. And then slowly return to seated, and we shall enjoy Shavasana together. So as you find your seat a little forward on the chair, soft jaw, clear, even breath. Gently close the eyes or soft focus. Today's thought is from Marie Curie. All my life through, nature made me rejoice like a child. Marie Curie. The breath deepens. We notice our posture. Perhaps noticing a little more lift in the heart, a little more softness in the jaw, a little more connection to our feet and to the floor. Won't you join me as we open our arms wide to gather all the blessings that already exist, and in appreciation and gratitude, draw them into our hearts. And together we all say, Namaste.